Everyone says living in Hua Hin is paradise. Beaches, sunshine and cheap living. But is that really the whole truth? After 15 years of visiting that area, I've seen both sides. And it's not all coconut trees and smiles. So if you're visiting or living in this area, I mean, the first thing to discuss is the beautiful beaches. There's definitely fewer crowds than areas like Phuket and Pattaya. So if you're looking for some quieter, long stretch of beach to walk along in the morning or evening, I think this area is a great place for you. There is actually no promenade like there is in Pattaya, guys. So this is something to consider when you're looking at this area. This area is very relaxed, laid back. There's lots of retirees living here. And I think that's a perfect lifestyle for your retirement, guys. There's definitely affordable cost of living in this area. Compared to other Western countries, maybe where you're from, you know, your bang for your buck is going to go a lot further in a place like this. Food is very affordable. Accommodation is very affordable. And obviously electric and other bills are minimal in Thailand, guys. Obviously, as you can see at the moment, you know, it's hot and humid year round. And this is totally normal in Thailand in general, but in Hua Hin too. There is a rainy season, guys, but generally it is always hot. The expat community there is particularly friendlier than other areas around Thailand, I think personally. And the locals there are very friendly too. Most of the locals absolutely love living in this area, and they're really happy to, you know, be able to live there, you know, if they're lucky enough to work and live there. There's definitely high affordable healthcare in this area, guys. Most of you are going to have health insurance when you come to Thailand, so you can use these facilities, hospitals like Bangkok International Hospital and other hospitals you can use in Hua Hin, guys. Also, there's really good dental care and facilities in Thailand in general, but in this area too. You can use these too. You know, I've used them personally and they're fantastic. Easy access to fresh markets. You know, there's 3 different big markets in this area. We've got the main market, and then you've got Sisadam market and Tamarind market. They're like 3 of the main markets, but there's lots of other markets if you go down the back soys and looking for this, where you can get fresh fruit, fresh vegetables, fresh food cooked on the street. Fantastic. The proximity to Bangkok is very appealing to a lot of retirees. You know, you can get back to Bangkok within 2.5 to 3 hours by car or by bus. I mean, this is very appealing. Some people want to go back to Bangkok regularly for shopping, for just experience city life, for a bit more atmosphere. You know, there's a lot going on. It's a mega city. There's 10 million plus people living in this city. It's buzzing. There's a lot going on there. There's great nightlife, great food, great everything, to be honest with you. And a lot of people want to go back there for this reason. And there is also the best hospital in Thailand located in Bangkok called Bumrungrad International Hospital. Safety is another thing to consider when you're coming to somewhere to retire. And, you know, this area is very, very safe. There's hardly any crime in this area. I generally think there's more crime in other areas around Thailand. Some of the downsides, so it can feel a bit boring and isolated, I think, in certain places. This is what some retirees have told me, you know. I think it's the retiree who wants a kind of buzzing life still. They're very, very active and they want to do lots of things. And, you know, it's a type of person that comes to this area. I think you need to look at that yourself. What kind of person are you? If you crave variety and, you know, really buzzing nightlife and, you know, lots of things going on at night. You know, don't get me wrong, Hua Hin is busy. There's lots of things to do there. There's markets and things. But if you want like a bigger variety, then, you know, Bangkok's more your kind of thing. I think there is limited public transport in that area, you know, around the city. There is the Songtao that runs up and down, but there's a few public buses, but not many. I personally, you know, would need a scooter or a car living in that area. I think it's pretty much essential, guys. So if this is something that, you know, maybe you're not bothered about driving, that's fair enough. But I think most people who come here want to drive. They want to explore on the scooter or their own car, guys. And I think most, hopefully my channel, you know, you're going to be doing this when you come to retire in Thailand. You know, you're going to get your own car and travel around. I mean, a lot of people are coming here at 50 to 60. You know, you're very, very young still. I mean, my mum and dad are still driving in England and they're in their 80s now and they're still driving. So there's no reason why you can't still get a car over here and drive for 20, 30 years when you come out here to retire. I mean, don't be scared to drive. I mean, it's absolutely fine driving in Thailand. Yes, you have to adapt, but that's just part of living over here. It's definitely hot and humid. Like you can see here, I'm starting to sweat already and it's only 8 o'clock in the morning. So this is something that you need to get used to, or, you know, something to consider. If you really don't like it hot and humid, don't come to Thailand. It's red hot, you know, most of the time of the year. There's a lot of language barrier, not in central Hua Hin, but in other areas around Thailand. You will find it when you're traveling around. If you live in the central area, you won't really have much hassle, but, you know, you go outside, you will be like, people do not speak English. Now, they try and help you. They try and speak English with you, you know, as best they can. But, you know, language will be a problem at times, especially when you're living here as a retiree. You got to do things like go to the bank, you got to go to immigration, you got to go, you know, just do things, buy a car, buy a motorbike, fill up your petrol. You know, you do need basic Thai to just live normally in your normal day life, else you will find it a bit tricky. And it's not that hard, guys. I mean, I learned, you know, to kind of an intermediate level. I'm a bit rusty now, to be honest, but you know, I do keep practicing as best I can. I'm so busy doing social media at the moment, so I've had no time to practice. But this won't be a problem for you guys, because most of you are not going to be working out here. So you got time to study, you've got time 1 hour a day to practice language, and it's a good thing for the brain, you know, it keeps you healthy. Oh guys, can you just do us a favor? Can you just press the subscribe button? It really helps the channel out. I'm trying to get to 10,000 subs before Christmas. Thanks, and back to the video. There are actually fewer jobs for foreigners out in Thailand. I'm going to do a video about that in the future, about jobs in Thailand. You know, there are some you can do, but online stuff is probably the best way to go. You know, you can get this DTV visa now, Destination Thailand visa, which is quite a long visa. You only have to leave. It's really good visa, actually. You only have to leave the country every 180 days, and then you can come back in another 180 days, and it lasts for 5 years. I'll do a video about that soon. It's a great visa to go on, actually, if you're thinking about coming to Thailand and you want to kind of semi-retire, not fully retired, but you want to do some kind of online work. That's a great visa for you to get. And this leads on nicely to, you know, visa rules. Some of the visa rules can be quite confusing and, you know, do annoy foreigners when they live out here long term. They are constantly changing the rules. So this is something you have to get used to if you're coming over here to live. I mean, the retirement visa has been in place a long time now, but, you know, there will be little paperwork, maybe extra you have to get, you know, the following year or something like this, guys. So you have to kind of just put up with these things. The rainy season can be annoying, but I mean, look at it now. This is in the rainy season and it's red hot. I mean, I've been here the last couple of weeks now in the rainy season, and, you know, it's rained maybe twice in the last 2 weeks. So it doesn't always rain, you know. It did rain quite a bit for a couple of days. But, you know, it's been a lot of blue skies lately, actually. So it's been quite nice. And we're in August now, like end of August, guys. I think Hua Hin, if you live right in the central area, can feel like a bit of a bubble. You know, so as long as you don't live in that real tourist kind of spot, I think it's absolutely fine. But yeah, if you're living in that area, then I think there is a bubble going on there, you know, with tourists and retirees that live in that area. It's not really Thailand, you know, it is a little bit of a tourist bubble. I hope that helps you out if you're thinking about coming to retire in this area. It's a lovely area to retire. I just like to give you both sides of the coin. I'd say I know the area very, very well. Okay, thanks for listening, guys, and I'll see you on the next video.